Good evening and welcome to another episode of SaturGAY Live. How you doing? Oh, we have just been fighting at all, but we've been trying to work out our heights because something's happened. I think with the Biden photograph when he had with those, whoever those other famous presidential people were, where they look really big and they look really small, and I look small tonight. I don't know why.
I think what it is, I don't know, for those of you that watch the Taskmaster, instead of little Alex Horn, it's little Jamie Wake.
I got no idea what that is, but there we go. I have literally just rushed from another production, obviously. I know I like leather, but I don't really wear it around the house, less in the bedroom.
No. This is your usual Saturday attire.
Better than a dressing gown, I suppose. But what's happened is that I didn't have any time. You might notice this has got a lot of strings on. Oh, look, see my lovely tattoo there.
Is this one of the first times that we're going to see you quite straight-laced?
Probably. It's the first time I've worn... Do you know what? It's the first time I've worn this shirt, and I thought, do you know what? Because what you get to know me, you probably know me about this in drag or fancy dress. I never like wearing the same outfit more than once. And I thought, do you know what? I need to find something for the stuff we were doing today that I haven't worn before. And I found this in the wardrobe because I'd buy... You've seen the house. I have bought a lot of leather over the years. And... hey, I tried this on, then realised once you've laced yourself into it, it's actually a bit of a pain to lace yourself out of it because it's got all these little bits you got to undo and stuff like that. Ooh, so yeah, and then as you all know, I've had my mohawk, and then I thought I haven't got any time to do my hair. Sophie will be there in a second. Find a hat, and this is the only one that's sort of fitted over a mohawk. So there we go.
Oh, well, at least you know that your tea is going to remain cold tonight.
My tea?
Yeah. Moving on.
I over the mohawk and over the leather cap. You'll have to... So answers on a postcode, please, because I have no idea. If you're out there watching, please say hello.
I just think we're in the attic. Why are we in your attic? Because
we've had a little clear out. Look, the photos are there. Pictures taken out. Frames on the floor. Wallpaper scraped off very, very badly.
You've got some damp rot thing that you need to worry about at the top there. I'd go and get that treated if I were you. And I don't mean take it out for a meal. I mean, it just...
I wouldn't even do that. Other damp patches in this house are also available if you're watching. Helen's saying hello. Hi, Helen. Nice to see you. Let's put you on that screen there.
Hey,
and actually,
Helen.
I'm just going to move you up. No, I'm moving the wrong thing up. There we go. Move you up on a little corner there. So my hair's
I went out last night. One of the great things about going out last night is that Helen came as well, and she was there, so that was really cool. So that was really nice to be able to. It was kind of, to begin with, it's like, hang on, I'm not sure I've recognised you. Let me see you through my phone screen. Ah, yes, there you are. But it was really cool. So that was a really good
it's
night.
Nice that people are starting to see each other again a little bit.
Yes,
you know.
Yes.
That was my mother, well, not my real mother, my gay mother from many, many years ago in Richmond. You should see me trying to swallow my gin, covered in cats. She does seem to breed cats now. I think older gay men, I'm not saying you're old, Kevin, but maybe, seem to attract lots of animals, like pussycats, whereas lesbians start that a little earlier on. So I don't know what's happening with the gay scene at the moment.
I don't know. I'm not. It's not that I'm. I definitely am not turning into a crazy cat lady because I don't have any cats. And if I had a pet of choice, it wouldn't actually be a cat. But I think after last weekend, I definitely am a crazy guitar lady because I've only got 7 now.
Oh. I'm trying to think what I'm crazy in buying lots of. I don't think I buy any more. Apart from my dodgy duty free once a month. Well,
chairs,
chairs.
Lighting. What else have we seen you buy? Lots of tech as well. Lots of leather. There's lots of kind of chocolate cooking things.
That's
lots
all
of
over
wine
there.
Making. Lots of wine and beer making things. I think you're just as much as a kleptomaniac on most items. Maltesers.
Oh no, I've run out. If anyone out there can send me Maltesers, you know what? Because in between takes, I'm just sucking in Maltesers because of what I'm starving. And I thought, actually, it has helped. I've got an abscess, everyone, so please send your thoughts and prayers. And it's really sore, and Maltesers, sucking on them, seem to help a little bit. It's probably what caused it, to be perfectly honest. I do go through quite a bit of Maltesers. Darren says, Sophie, you have a good night out.
And then bring the next message up.
Yes, because anyone. Sophie, did you have a good night out last night?
Yes, I had a very, very good night out. It was the open mic at the Butler in Reading. Helen was there. David Lane was there. One of David Lane's friends, Lottie, was there. Even my neighbour from the flat downstairs came along as well, so that was really cool. And I had the opportunity to perform and play some songs for about 20 minutes, and I think by all accounts it went really well. It was difficult because I was playing my new guitar, so I was trying to get used to that because everyone kind of feels different to play. And then of course you've got the added problem of playing standing up, because when I'm here practicing I just sit on the sofa. So I actually literally when I eventually was finishing work in the evenings, I would have to practice standing up playing the guitar so that I was ready to do that on Friday. But yes, it was a absolutely wonderful evening. There was some brilliant acts that were performing all night, so it was really nice to get out and see everybody.
And Darren, I had a lovely night. Thank you for asking. Kevin says, I'm stuck with 32 cats. He's talking about the cats until now. 32 seems to be a bit more kleptomaniac than we are, really. 32 pussycats.
Yeah, I don't feel bad about my 7 guitars now.
When you get 32, we know there's a problem. I am surrounded by lots of props. It's because everything is in here. There is a bottle of something. They're actually not poppers. Here is a TV trick. These are a relaxing blend of aromatherapy, vapor oil. What flavour is it? I can't remember.
I don't know. You have the bottle.
Well, I thought they should have a smell, and they do have a smell. Obviously, I didn't do that face in filming because that would have looked really odd. I can't get the lid back on now, I'm going to stink. And then down below, there's a Batman mask, there's leather gauntlets, there's a grinder frame, there's all sorts here. This is what's behind the scenes, and I'm really looking forward to next Saturday. I know we've got SaturGAY Live on and stuff, because 40,000 people watch you do Eurovision is actually a big thing, I suppose. But this year I'm not doing it in drag, which is amazing because they wanted Supernova, and I was like, no, I want to look sexy. Supernova probably does look more sexier than I do, to be perfectly honest, a lot of the time from a distance. But yeah, so I'm getting really into it. And today, you do a lot of vocals with mics and stuff. I don't, and I probably should have done a warm up or something, even just for doing voiceovers, because 57 voiceovers. My voice, as you can hear, is a bit hoarse, because it's not just the 57 voiceovers you've got to record, it's the mistakes. And of course, when you're reading a script, there's loads. And you try to get stuck on a word. And I don't know about you, when I make a mistake, it goes in, I do colour the air blue, which I shouldn't, I don't need to, I'm about to do. There's no one else listening. And then it goes, and it's like, that's what I do. And I'm like, I've kept all the recordings because some of them are very, very funny. Darren says, Jamie, we had a good night out without Sophie. I left early, I must admit. I went to watch Doctor Who. Brendan says, evening all, can't wait to see Jamie New's cap next weekend. P.S. We've seen that cap before. Not my Dutch one. I don't get my Dutch cap out there very often. Lorraine's in the room. Hello, Lorraine. Nice to see you. Nice. And she says, I look beautiful. Thank you. This bin liner. Do you know, I was making jokes in my voiceovers. Do you know you do a joke? You should know this. A joke that may not necessarily be funny. Like a mum joke.
I think my jokes are all hilarious. I think other people's, like Amy's or Martin's or David's, or even your jokes, are quite often not funny, but mine are always funny.
oh look, someone's messaged you to tell you you're wrong.
No, it's kind of
like I don't really do jokes, but so I never know, because obviously in the UK the leather community, which obviously I'm a part of, are very posy, all this sort of stuff, and I'm not that sort of person. Obviously with Supernova in the background. In Europe they're a bit more fun, without being rude to any leather people in the UK. And I was trying to, they said, be draggy, be bitchy, be like Terry Wogan or Graham Norton. And then I had to re-record some because I thought, oh, do you know what, that's a little harsh. The one I forgot to send back was, there was this drag queen, Alexa Divine, if you're watching, I think you're amazing, from Belgium, I think she was from. And she had, I think she's either very tall or the two leather guys with her were very short. And I was like, how do I do this? Because what happens if they are like short people, really short people? So I sat there going, oh, it's Alexa. She's with two. I either joke about, I've got big heels on, or they're very short. He looks grumpy. He looks happy. I wonder where the other five are. And I thought I mustn't use that. Because I didn't say the obvious. And I thought, oh my God, people in Europe. The Snow White story comes from Europe, doesn't it? So
yes, yeah, from the brothers Grimm.
I know. So I'm hoping people
are not.
That's the sort of humour I've done.
You don't hear much about their cousins, the brothers, the sisters, sarcastic, and the brothers stroppy.
Well. I can't even follow that. I'm not even going to try. Remember, ladies and gents, the conversation tonight is driven by you. We don't have a game when I'm hosting because I lose patience very, very easily. Although I did find something on the Stream Deck earlier that we did use with somebody else that wouldn't do what we asked them to. Yeah.
The Wheel of Misfortune.
That
went down a storm, didn't it? That's one of the standing jokes. That's now one of the official standing jokes. Do a dance improvisation of Kate Bush. No,
but it was a very short show that week. But I thought we'd have a go at that tonight because we're up for stuff, aren't we?
Well, to a degree.
We don't mind, to a degree, yeah.
To a degree.
I don't know, look, I'm wearing this, for God's sake.
But what everyone has to realise is that we literally, I mean, I'm not sure if it comes through because we're so professional, but there's zero preparation that's gone into any of the show. We don't even have a list of talking points. We just talk nonsense, which is actually the same kind of experience that you would have if you sat at a table with us in real life, because we just talk absolute nonsense there as well. So welcome to the Absolute Nonsense Society. I hope you're also going to join in with some of the nonsense and put some things into the titty chat, and let's spark some conversation. What are the things that you want to know? There's lots been going on this week. And what is it you'd like us to air our thoughts and views and opinions of? And what opinions do you have? Do you think Jamie looks like a version of Captain Scarlet in black and white? Or do you think it's a wonderful outfit for the Eurovision leather thing, whatever it's called?
World Fetish Show Contest.
Now, so that is next Saturday.
That is next Saturday. So what I've been doing is doing all the pre-stuff, the voiceover, the pre-recordings. This afternoon, the selection heats were held, which I wasn't privy to because of the other stuff I had to do in the end. So where certain countries, like United Kingdom, can you imagine there was, I think, 6 entries for the United Kingdom? Now, I've seen them all now, because obviously writing voiceovers, because up until 4 o'clock, no one knew who was going through to the final. So I have to record voiceovers for each and every single one. But some of them, I'm like, can't say anything. And it's trying not to be too bitchy. And it's so difficult.
And
for me. You know
you find that, but you find that must be so hard for you not to be bitchy, because that's...
Look, I can't show anyone, but I photographed them.
You've got the, I think you were one of the first people to get the Cub Scout Award for bitchiness as well, weren't you?
That was knitting, darling, knitting. Knit one per one. But no, it was like there were some people, and I don't mean to speak ill of anyone, obviously. I do it with love and compassion and whatever. And there were some people that have really, really made an effort. I mean, gone to town. They got production crews and all sorts. And there's other people that haven't really. And there's all sorts of. Some people are miming to the original tracks because you've got to interpret a Eurovision song for the country you're representing. And then you've got some people who are not from the country that. So, for example, there's someone who's meant to be from Bulgaria but lives in Bradford. It's very odd. So you're having to say, "Oh, this is so and so from Bradford," which is west of Sliven in Bulgaria, to make it sound like it could be in Bulgaria, because not everyone knows their geography. I thought I'd get away with it. But no, I've been giggling at some of the stuff I've seen today. In the chat room later, or the virtual party, I might show you some bits. Or show you pictures. I can't show you the acts. Because there was some, I'm like, I've got to screenshot that. But yeah, if you're not used to the fetish community, will be a bit eye-opening, I have to say. I must have got immune to it, because I'm looking at someone's bum being out in the air and other bits, and thinking, oh, that's a nice bum, I suppose. You can put whipped cream there if you want. It's like, very matter of fact. Lorraine says, after you asked about my, I don't know what this is I'm wearing, to be fair. I think it's part of a Scottish outfit.
It's a little elf without the ears.
Do you know, I once got offered an elf job, but the job centre was unemployed. And they said if I take it, I couldn't go on benefits again because it was only a seasonal job. I'm like, why offer me an elf job?
God, I thought you were going to crack a joke there. He was going
No.
to. He was
But
going.
Lorraine said it's wonderful.
He was going to be the elf and safety officer.
This is why I don't do comedy. I don't get it. It's in the ears of the beholder. Brendan says Celine Dion was Canadian. Do you know what, Brendan? I had to read about a song that Celine Dion did in Eurovision. And we all know how ignorant I am with languages. And I'm like... I'm like Joey from Friends, who's learning French. And I thought, do you know what? No one's going to notice if I breathe heavy through the hard bits. Blaren says... I was thinking Jamie was like a pirate without the eye patch.
Who's Blaren?
It's this new beer. I say new beer, the old beer that I'm drinking.
Darren from Stockport was thinking Jamie looks like a pirate without the eye patch. Aha, yes. There we go.
I don't have anything round to put... Well, all I've got is a coaster. I'm not really going to do the same thing, is it? Oh no, I've got loads of bottle tops. I've got about 100 bottle tops.
Bottle tops, yeah. Poke yourself in the eye. Excuse me, we're now live from Jamie's with the watching their ambulance try to figure out why he's got
anything to get a paramedic in the house without a mask. Well, Halloween mask maybe, I don't know. So what else have you been doing this week? Obviously we've had local elections. Did you vote this week?
Of course I voted. That was what we're supposed to do, isn't it? As adults we're supposed to vote.
Supposed to. I don't. 33% or whatever it was in Reading voted. So what did the other 70 odd do?
Well, I know, and for those of you who think it's just a tick in the box exercise, you're reading the instructions wrong. You're supposed to put a cross through. My goodness.
Help. It's a gag a minute on this show. It's like Game for a Laugh. Do you remember that Game for a Laugh?
Of course I remember Game for Laugh, yes. I'm actually,
Rusty Lee, I know, I love her.
I just love this, like, oh, do you remember? I don't know if you can remember. It's like, I'm older than you, of course I remember.
Twice my age.
Yes.
This is what we aim to be like, Game for a Laugh without the comedy.
Well, I don't know. We have a laugh and we have a joke, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, it is. But what else have we got? Brendan made a comment. We didn't put it on the screen, so I do apologise, Brenda. This was Martin the Short. So that must be my short Belgian then.
Who's Brenda? With Blaren and now Brenda. Oh my God! Oh, sorry, everybody. That's really tickled me.
I've got an abscess. The words aren't coming out properly, and the voiceover has been going.
Hello, Brenda.
Darren says, "Mum's career." I try not to do words because you're making me get them wrong. I do apologise, Darren.
Oh, Darren, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. I'm sorry. Here we go.
You read it, or I've got an abscess.
Mum's carers have a meeting next week, and then moving the residential home, which is good, right? Yes, no, that is good. It's very good to hear that they're being looked after. So, lots of love to them, and I hope that they keep on recovering. So it's really good to hear.
Yes, we know whenever someone who's a loved one needs either care or nursing or support, it's always going to be a tough time. And our thoughts are with you, Darren. So you're not alone. Oh look, Sophie's knocking back the beer in sympathy. You're on the Amstel tonight, I see.
I'm usually on the Amstel.
Oh yeah.
No, it's been sat there. It's the first piece of drink that I've had tonight. So 23 minutes in, and I've only just been drinking. So there we go.
To show you that I've done bar work.
Yes,
I did a pint yesterday.
Yes, I always heard that you like to give a good head, but there we go.
Well, my recon profile says that. Other profiles available, and I'm on them as well. No, this I've actually started getting into the beer I made that everyone's like, ooh. And I pulled a face the first time I tasted it. I really,
That was hilarious.
I've really got into it, but I go a bit lightheaded and spacey on it, I must admit. Not Kevin Spacey, he turned me down. He kicked me out of bed.
Okay.
But it's actually quite nice. Ask Brendan and Martin and Lawrence about it. They loved it. And I'm going to have a hangover now in the morning for the next sort of filming. So.
Well, there we go. And for those of you that missed it, the Kevin Spacey reference was Jamie's attempt at a joke. So very well done. That was very good.
No, it wasn't actually a joke. Kevin Spacey did actually kick me out of bed. It was the biggest... Mother Grogan, are you still there? She'll know this. So, picture it. Richmond, 2002. It was 2002. It was literally a few weeks before I met Sally. So, I've been chatting to this stranger on Gaydar. I'm very new to all this sort of stuff. And in those days, we didn't have smartphones. You could message people. And I was talking to this guy on Gaydar, and I happened to go out with the bar staff of the Richmond Arms. Now, you got to think, I'd never been to Soho at this point in my life. So a big brave, very nervous, very scared. And I went to a place called, I think it was called CXR. And it had a mezzanine, it's a posh word, I feel posh now, a mezzanine around the top. And I didn't have a mobile phone, I had a pager because it was cheaper. And the person would dial a message in the pager. And I got a message saying, I'm watching you from the thing. Oh, the hell's this? And it was him. Anyway, because I'd been left on my own, I was so trousered. Did you know if you put ERD on the end of any word, it makes you sound drunk? Trousered. I'm so phoned. I'm so collared. Oh, see, it works at everything. And anyway, I went back to this penthouse flat in Covent Garden and slurring away, going, oh, I know you from somewhere. And I kept saying that, and the guy put me in the spare room. And then I sort of woke up in the morning, and I did get a cup of tea. I wasn't allowed to drink it, mind you. And then I realised who it was. And yes, Kevin Spacey did not have his wicked way with me and chucked me out of his penthouse flat in the morning. No. And I did walk of shame. I
apologise. It was a great story, and I think it was only relatively recently that he still was denying that, at least that he was bi. So I don't know whether he was still, because there was some stuff in the press a while back. But there we go, cool.
Because when it all came out, everyone started tagging me in it, going, "No, it's a big secret. It's a big secret," and I've kept it for like a long time. And I thought, try I go to the newspapers and say, "Look, he turned me down. He's not that bad." A week later, I did meet Selwyn. So Boxing Day was a week later. So all was well in the end. One of them's still alive, so that's handy. So Mark says 79 CXR, fantastic bar. Okay.
I'm not familiar with it at all.
So do you ever go into Soho or anywhere in Soho, Sophie? I've never really had this conversation with you. This is like an open. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to say, but there we go. It's nosy. Have you?
Yeah. So no, there's this thing called lockdown, so we're not allowed to travel.
We've got a TARDIS. Let's go back in time. Have you? Have you ever been in Soho? Is there any place you like?
No, I mean, because there's just too many. There's just too many random kind of people. I've been so when you're going somewhere like that, like as a single kind of person, or if you're just going by yourself, it's can be quite kind of daunting and quite overwhelming. And sometimes it can be just a little bit too kind of intense. So no, I've never really kind of ventured down that way. A friend of mine has taken me to a couple of bars. I couldn't even remember to tell you the name of what they were, and they were okay, but it was only kind of like fairly brief. So it wasn't like I had a big night out in London. But there was one occasion where I had there was a works do. It was for Christmas, and a couple of us decided that we were having such a dull time at the Christmas. It was the annual Christmas curry. My work is so adventurous that they decide that every year we just basically all get together somewhere around Paddington and have a big curry. So we made our excuses and then met up with some other friends. And then some of them said they were going to this nightclub, and I went to this nightclub. It wasn't heaven, but it was a similar kind of feel to that kind of place. And I was incredibly drunk, and then next thing I knew, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I thought, oh my goodness, I've got to get back to Reading. So I tried to walk to the tube station. Got lost completely. Goodness knows where on earth I was. Managed to hail a taxi to get to Paddington. It cost me about £40 just to get to Paddington. So goodness knows where on earth in London I was. To find that there were no trains because it was still the middle of the night. And then when I tried to get on the first train in the morning, they wouldn't let me on because my ticket had expired from the previous day. And I was like, come on, I'm still just trying to get home. That's not fair. And they wouldn't let me purchase one on the train. So I had to wait for the ticket office to open so that I could buy a ticket because all the machines were broken. So yeah, not much luck with that. So... No, the kind of the short answer, no, Jamie. I would love to go, but I don't have anyone to go with, and I don't know the bars of which ones to do.
I used to get myself so much in trouble when I used to go, because obviously after Sarandale, I was just desperate to have sex, I think, but I just wanted to be with people, but not be lonely. So I'd have my regular thing I'd do on a Sunday, first with Lawrence. He'd take me to the Comptons for the leather social, and he was very good because it was early stage of grieving, so when you don't really know what's up and what's down, and so he was attuned to know what was going to happen, so he'd suddenly turn me around if he knew it was something I was going to burst into tears. And then I just started going out and thinking, I've got to do this. It's the distraction really, but then I started doing serial dating. So Brendan always says, I was a whore or slut. I wasn't, and we should never slut shame. I was just like going out for dinner. But it turns out I like food rather than men. And I would end up just going on dates with people for the sake of it. But it got to an extent where if I went out with Brendan or Lawrence, we'd be in a bar and I would be surrounded by people that I dated by meeting up, and so I had to put a stop to that, obviously. But I love Soho. It is if I could move there and afford to live there and have a garden, which you can't have in Soho, it'd be a different story. But that's my future life when I won the lottery, I think.
Oh, okay. No, that's nice. I mean, it's nice when you're going somewhere and you can. I remember going to Belfast. I went there to see one of my all-time favourite bands. I know it's not everyone's favourite band, but it's my favourite band. So I went over there to see U2 perform, and I made it as a long weekend because that was actually cheaper making it a long weekend than with the flight and then the Airbnb than it was buying the ticket in the UK and going to watch them at Wembley. And it was a much smaller kind of venue to it's still quite a large arena, but not as kind of big as
Right.
Not as big as the O2. Sorry, not Wembley. And I went the night before, and I went out. I caught up with a very good friend of mine that I've known for quite a few years, We went out for a meal with their partner, and they asked me, where do they want me to drop me? To just drop me back off at the Airbnb? I was like, no, because it's I think it was Halloween weekend as well. And I was like, well, no, it's only 11 o'clock. The concert's not until the evening, so I've got an entire day. So I'm going to get completely leathered. Is that right? Did I use that right? I put
just put ERD on the end
of it.
Start a trend.
I know. And they dropped me off. I'd done my research. They dropped me off at the kind of the middle part of the kind of the LGBTQ district, or the gay district in Belfast. And within about 10-15 minutes of standing there by myself, some people started coming over, having a chat and making me feel welcome, which is just really, really nice. And I ended up having just the most incredible evening. And the costumes that everyone was wearing, it was just put all the other costumes that I've ever seen in kind of Halloween to shame, because they really were properly going for it. I don't normally kind of dress up. I'm going to really struggle with our birthday thing, because we got to try dress up as and it's various things to do with the airline industry, rather than being stereotyped into you've got to be a trolley dolly. So and I don't really do, so I might just come as a passenger. Is that an acceptable kind of just turn up as myself and just like I'm just a passenger? I'm sorry.
For those of you who think we might have gone off at a tangent, we have. So you might know that in 2 weeks' time, Club F.O.D turns 2. So the last year we turned 1, and it was lockdown, so we weren't able to celebrate as we did. In fact, in the old days with SaturGAY, it wasn't live. Well, it was. I was live, but it was all a lot of things recorded. We had all the F.O.D squad on screens and stuff like that. And basically, we just got drunk on camera. I mean, stupidly drunk, to be fair. So this year, we've got a theme. It's Flying the Flag for You, as it's a Eurovision night as well. So the F.O.D squad, or Club F.O.D, anyone who's trusting, being people looking after you on your flight. Your flight out of lockdown. We don't do roads.
I was going to say it was a flight out of lockdown, wasn't it?
Yes. So that's some of us are coming as pilots. Some people are coming the ones with the sticks, badminton racket things, table tennis sticks.
Table tennis, yes.
Yes.
Cool.
I don't know what that air marshal. That's an air marshal. And some
an air marshal is different. Air marshal is the secret kind of police in amongst the passengers, just in case that there is a some kind of incident, shall we say. They can jump up and just then show that they're an air marshal, and they can apprehend whoever is doing what the naughty things that people do on planes.
Do you know what's happened while we do that? People have obviously caught up with our last story about dating and love, so we better share some of these things. Helen said she's got a friend who went out on almost nightly dinner date. She recommended it to me, but I don't like food enough to suffer through it. Aww. So what would you... Are you married, Helen? I don't know. I'm not proposing. No, I just... It's like... If I don't like food, so I'm not going to go on a date. Not even KFC. Other food available.
I really like food, as you can tell. But yeah, dating, no, that's just like no, sorry.
Oh. Barry met his husband on Growler, and a coffee date led to marriage after a year. That's quite a long time for an app. I know a lot of people who've met people on apps and moved in within weeks. It's really bizarre. Helen's got another story. I think Helen should come on this show and do a whole book tour, I think. Also have a friend who met someone on Tinder purely for a hookup. We know what a hookup means. I can't... No, I'm doing actions. Shouldn't do that. They're happily married now.
that didn't really help the explanation, to be fair. If you would have said just purely for a shag, everyone would have gone, oh, right, yeah, okay, I understand. But then when you did that, I was like, what?
My dates weren't successful in Soho, as you can imagine. Barry says, there's a lovely story, Helen. But Helen also adds, I like food, but not enough to go through the dating thing. And, oh, you're divorced. So how do people date? I mean, that's the thing I wondered about in lockdown. How do you think people have dated, Sophie? Because it must be tough.
I don't know. I mean, I've gone through the kind of like the online apps and what have you to try, and it's kind of like you pay the premium for this, whether it's Match.com or Her or other kind of bits and pieces, and still no one wants to chat with you. So I don't know. I don't know. It's not that. It's not that I don't want to go on a date. I just don't want to go on a date. It's kind of like it's too much hassle. It's too much of a pain. But I really don't know. I mean, if you've got, I would imagine that people would be doing sort of like Zoom things and what have you. But I guess if you're not having a good kind of date on Zoom, then you can just kind of pretend to freeze and then blame poor internet, and then just kind of then just drop off and then go, oh sorry, my network frozen, oh sorry, yeah, the link wouldn't let me in. But
do you know what, I used to meet tradesmen off apps thinking it'd be like a porno. Wasn't. Like your plumber comes round, or the builder, or the decorator. Actually, no, I did sleep with the decorator. But that's what I used to do. Like too many secrets out. It's a beer.
Oh dear! He got so drunk. He got so drunk on his date with the decorator, he was plastered.
Well done. Shall we spin the wheel?
At least I've got sound effects that I can put things on. I'm just
so
in the passenger seats.
All I've got is. I don't know what that is. I haven't updated my sound effects, to be fair.
Looks like someone's won a prize. Who's won a prize, Jamie?
Oh, you haven't done the competition yet. Let's spin the wheel. Do you want to go first?
No. Oh, goodness me. Go on then.
I got to work out how to do it. We screwed up last time.
Away. I know. Well, there we go. So there we go. Technology at its finest. Here we go.
Right.
This is live SaturGAY TV entertainment. You could be watching dross on television, or you could be having fun with us. So
yes,
let
us know at home if the sound effects on the wheel happen as well, because we couldn't work this out last time. We just pressed a button and hope for the best. So let's have a go.
You're the one driving.
Here we go.
Cowboy.
Let's press the button.
What?
Oh, nothing happened.
I don't know.
Oh, hang on. It worked before we went live. It's just when we go live it don't work. Oh, did I delete it?
I don't know. Oh, did you? Oh, that's a shame. Oh, my goodness. Just
I'm
checking
pressing
the
it.
messages.
Oh, you check your messages. I'm pressing buttons.
Oh, no. Funny. One of the things that I thought was quite funny, I don't know if they're watching. If you're watching, Andy, it's disappeared. You've obviously got to raise it higher up in the order. I love how everything. Look, Kate Bush is in there. Kate Bush is the one that we say no to.
You've got to do an Australian accent, Sophie.
I've got to do an Australian. I think last time we just went, "G'day, mate," and then that was it. Because that's all we know how to do. That's what, yeah.
We've done it then.
And today on Racism Weekly, "G'day, mate."
Well done. I'll have a little spin. Nothing's happening. Oh, there we go. Bit delayed.
So this is your turn.
You must do a celebrity impression.
I've got this lovely bar that's kind of right in front of me now. That's nice.
It's technology, darling. We don't know what's happening. I don't know a celebrity impression.
Oh, it's faded away, and I've still got this lovely little pole dance. Here we go. No, that side.
Oh, I'll do that one. I'll be Katie Price.
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. Why have I got a pole in front of me?
I don't know. Everything's going wrong. Hermes Piggy. That's my Kermit impression. That's my celebrity impression.
Oh, your Miss Piggy Kermit. Your Kermit impression was just as good as if Kermit was in the room. It was almost. Right. But if he was here, all we'd be able to see was that is. Oh,
Sophie's next one. Or have you done an Oz accent?
I don't know. I'm dreading what the next one, the fine soggy. I don't even know.
You know Kate Bush is coming.
There we go. Do a Kate
Bush dance.
Do a Kate Bush improvisation dance. No.
That's a popular answer.
That's a popular answer. I've got the pole dance
do
again.
the last one. Spins too fast. You must feed your partner.
What? That's gonna work well.
Here, have a candle.
Households.
There we go. Fed him. There we go. Done. Let's get rid of that. That didn't work. But
I think you're gonna have to adjust the things that are in the segments. There we
Brenda
go.
says, "Oh my God, I forgot about Cowboy. Who the hell's Cowboy Man? Washing machine still broken."
Yeah, but was that somebody that you invited round to fix your washing machine?
I got insurance for the washing machine, so I don't know. I'm sure Brenda would tell everyone later. Anyway, so we've done a game. We've done that bit. We've wasted time.
Well, this is why. So if you want to see a game on the show, then you do have to tune in to the shows where I'm driving, and we've already got a wonderful contestant who's lined up for next week. They've volunteered to come in, so that's really good. So there will be with Gloria. I know that she's not been feeling too good this week, so I hope she's feeling a little bit better. So lots of love to you, sweetheart. So that will be our SaturGAY live next week, and I know that is a bit of a clash with your Euro Fetish Vision, but please do come and watch my show, and then you can watch the rest of the Euro Fetish Vision afterwards if you can find the links for them.
We usually put the link on the F.O.D page as well, because we know people can't find it on YouTube. It's a weird sort of link. But yes, we're clashing next week. I will have 40,000 people. Well, actually, I don't want that many, because you were happy if someone starts slating.
We say that we are, we're probably going to have about 7 or 8 people. So there.
Do you know what? What's going to happen after pubs open? I think our numbers might. Well, I don't know. Will our numbers go? I don't know. It's odd,
I don't know, and that's the thing that we're going to have to kind of wait and see. I know that we're trying to figure out what we're doing for the 22nd, so the announcements are going to be made nearer the time as to what's happening around the live shows, because we're going to be kind of focusing on that, and then subsequent to that, it all depends on whether you kind of want us to carry on. I know to begin with, not everyone's going to feel comfortable about going out. It's not, they're going to be the restrictions still. We think they're still going to be like the tables of 6 and the masks on indoors, but nothing's really kind of been announced. And then possibly even to the 21st of June, which I think is the next one. We still don't really quite know what's kind of happening there. Helen, thank you very much for liking the stream. So we'll have to wait and see. We want to carry on doing our kind of SaturGAY shows for as long as it is kind of possible, because we're doing it for you, for our community, but it does need your involvement. So if you want to be a contestant on any future shows, then please just message us and we will make it happen. Or you can come and spin the wheel with Jamie and say no when you're asked to do a Kate Bush impression.
Yes, it takes so long to update that, and thank you, Rachel Redmond, for liking the stream as well. You'll notice a black bar above Sophie's head there, and as you know, we continually, all the way through lockdown, have tried to raise money for local charities, projects and causes that benefit the LGBT plus community locally in Reading. So if you do have any spare change, your donations really do go a long way to making a difference for the local community. We do have enough now in the bank to start making donations to different projects, causes and charities. So please, we need your suggestions. And here are the F.O.D uncles, hopefully if I've got the button right, be able to tell you exactly how you can do that.
What do you reckon the theme's going to be when the pubs reopen?
I think we've got a bit of time to talk about that. In the meantime, we need to talk to these good people.
Oh, sorry. Hello, we are the F.O.D Uncles from Club F.O.D. We are an LGBT plus charity based in Reading.
As a charity, we raise funds and periodically give grants to groups who support our charity's aims. As a charity, we want our community to come up with suggestions as to who our grants go to, and at the moment we have funds which are available to issue as grants.
As part of our community, do you know of any individual, group, business, organisation or company that actively support the LGBT plus community that you feel could benefit from our support?
Please have a think about this and contact us. We really do want you to get in touch, so please email us at
funds@f-o.d.co.uk. That is funds@f-o-d.co.uk, all lowercase, and give us a brief reason why you feel Club F.O.D could help.
And also please include contact details for your nomination.
Thank you in advance.
Martin.
Brendan. Thank you. Cheers.
We really hope you can't hear us talking all the way through that, because our system now allows us to talk to each other while a video's playing, and well, basically just taking a mickey, but in love and light, and obviously, and then we're questioning each other. It's like, well, Sophie's trying to work out, if you go out to an outside pub, you can take something along to keep your hands warm. Describe it, Sophie, because we can't remember the word. I said Sherpa, but apparently that's a person, but they can keep you warm.
So obviously, one of the great things with I don't know whether other pubs are doing this as well with the beer gardens, but the Butler in Reading, that they give out blankets, and they've also got like little hot water bottles. But obviously that's not something that you can just kind of turn up at the pub and say, right, can you just put some hot water into this hot water bottle? But I know from people that go kind of mountaineering and hiking, there is like a little kind of block that you can buy, that you basically, I think you just snap it or twist it or something, and then that starts a reaction inside, which then starts to heat up. So it's like a little hand warmer, and it's used by the people that go kind of mountaineering, and that's what I was trying to describe. And of course, Jamie went, "Oh right, like a Sherpa." It's like, no, a Sherpa's a person. You can't say, "Excuse me, Mr. Sherpa, I'm just going to twist you," and then suddenly you can start like warming my hands up. But yeah, no. So it's not.
Probably not been to the same events I've been to. That does happen, but you have to pay a ticket price to get in and a ticket price to get out. Brendan's letting us know that we need to update, or Martin says we need to update the fun video, by the way, LOL. And Brendan says we have no time left, really. No, you haven't. By tomorrow, please, boys.
It's nice that they're having that conversation online and next, well, they're actually sat next to each other as well. So that's really good for having that conversation. I was just seeing in the other comments as well. Barry, thank you very much for saying that you'll come and watch the show next Saturday. So I appreciate that, and I hope the rest of you will come and watch the show next Saturday as well.
Yes, or you can see really bad presenting by me to a lot of people. And do you know when you do something that's really cheesy? And I have finally watched Back the Rushes today, and I thought, oh my god, that is just so 70s Eurovision, and it wasn't meant to be. You know, it's just it's corny. But hey, it's on everything we ever do here, and everything we ever do at Welfare Vision is recorded, so it goes out. You can watch it later if you have to. I'm trying not to burp so loudly, so the mic does pick up things. If you hear something, it's not me, it's a ghost. Okay?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Oh,
haunted house.
It's that ghost again. That's the reason. That's the reason why your portal camera starts panning away, because your cushions are actually burping and it's picking up that sound.
Do you know what happened last night? Very oddly, it suddenly turned round the room and went to look at the other sofa where Kevin the Carrot was sat, thinking that Kevin the Carrot was speaking. I'm like, oh, it's a bit odd. It is really weird how it started finding things in the room talking that aren't talking. So, and I'm deaf, so maybe there are talking carrots, I don't know. And I can't hear them, so I don't speak carrot.
Probably.
So, should we let them know what's happening in the next week, if I've got the right thing? It might be out of date.
Let's
it probably is out of date. Here we go. This is what's coming up over the next week. Don't forget, tomorrow I am with you in person on Radio F.O.D with Muir Cap and music. I don't actually wear the Muir Cap when I'm DJing because I can't get the headphones on, but that's at 7 on Radio F.O.D. Monday, the return of the F.O.D quiz night. Unfortunately, I was ill, and then it was a bank holiday, as we had 2 weeks off. But it returns on Monday, and then we'll see how it goes from there as people go back to the pubs and the venues. It's Tuesday. The Lady Laugh is on this week. She's on. Rachel's on Alternative Week. She's on Radio F.O.D, 8 p.m. Gary is going to give you oral pleasure on Thursday. Please use protection. That's at 7 on Radio F.O.D. Friday and Saturday, let me do that in one go. The F.O.D Uncles are with you on the radio, 6 p.m. on the Friday and 5 p.m. on the Saturday. And on the Friday night, I think we're still working out if we're continuing the SaturGAY virtual party, as it's been a little quiet lately. But of course, every Saturday, straight after SaturGAY Live, the virtual party does take place. And don't forget, next Saturday, Gloria and Sophie will be with you with SaturGAY Live. We're always looking for input and involvement and volunteers, not just for our physical events, which are returning very soon, but if you can help people within the lockdown listings, please get in touch. Whether you have experience and knowledge, it doesn't matter, we will give that to you as part of our funding from the National Lotteries Community Fund. There we go.
Oh, there we go. The pixelated images are back. Yay!
Where? You're perfect on my screen.
So the other thing, there was a couple of shows that happened this week, wasn't there, as well? So we had the next instalment of Support You's Sofa Talks, which I think was incorrectly tagged as it went out and confused a lot of people because it said it's SaturGAY Live and it was Wednesday.
I know, and I showed them how to change it. And I forgot to mention Barry on Wednesday. I must admit, it hasn't been updated.
I was there leading to that as well, and we also have the wonderful Barry that you can see in the chat as well on their new radio show, which is going out on a Wednesday. Now, is that every Wednesday or is that every other Wednesday?
It is every Wednesday. It's a drive time show. We've never had a drive time show, so if you are driving at the time of listening, please keep your eyes on the road as well and your ears listening out. So that's from 5 p.m. through till 7 p.m. So, technical hitch note last week, and we have found out that somebody, I don't know, we don't know who. There's no way to trace it. Somebody logged into the server.
Okay, fair enough.
Which takes priority over anything on the server. So
yes, well, I was interviewing somebody at that time, so it was unlikely to be me. I think the only time I logged in a little bit late, quite a lot later, when I was free to see if I could understand what was happening, but I couldn't see anything. So fingers crossed for next time. It's the technical glitches. We've all kind of had that with the different shows and what have you. I know that we've had technical glitch when I was doing the show for the first time and my internet just died, and then I've since had to upgrade my internet, and touch 4 micro, everything's still kind of fine. So cool.
And it goes wrong when I do stuff as well. For example, I do my radio sometimes. Last week, for example, I knew I was going to be very drunk. I was tipsy, not drunk. So I did pre-record some of my little bits just in case. And then I could go live later on. But general hitches happen. It is the nature of what we do. We're not BBC or Capital FM or ITV. This is a community project that's worked wonderfully over the last year. So that's thank you to you at home to allowing us to come into your living rooms in a nice consensual way and being there with you. I realised I was saying that, it doesn't sound right, every week to do that. So there we go. Rewind. So, look, it's 4 minutes to 8. We're doing well tonight. So don't forget, we also have the virtual party at 9 o'clock. I don't know who's opening the doors that party tonight, but they will be. And all you got to do is in the description of wherever you're watching this from, there is a link, and you need to use Zoom, and you're welcome to come and join me and Sophie. And
please do.
The others will be there as well.
It'll be lovely to see you there.
I'll be late because I've got to untie myself. Take about an hour.
And I will be. I'll probably have a cigarette first and then join, and you'll have the joys of watching me tear down my studio. And you need to. Hopefully, by the next time that you're driving, which might not be for a few weeks.
Now.
Next time you're driving, you'll have the decorators into this room. It's nice that you've cleared it all out and whatever. So, really looking forward to seeing what you're going to do with the place.
Yeah, so we'd love your suggestions on how we're going to decorate the studio, because we want to be shaped by you, literally. So if you can help us paint the wall, let's have an art gallery competition. Shall we do that? Yes.
I think that's a really good idea because we can actually do it in such a way that we can put your pictures on the wall, and that obviously in true kind of Vision On and Take Heart, was it called? Heart. Yes, the heart. Yeah, the whole kind of
heart attack. Oh no, that's something else.
No, art attack.
Oh no, art attack, not heart attack. Art attack.
No,
sorry.
art attack. Yeah. So no, when I was younger, back in the day, it was still colour. It was called Vision On, and that is where Tony Hart and Morph actually first started. Morph is quite a well-known plasticine little model, but that's where it was all kind of started, and they always had the things that, please send us your pictures, but I'm sorry, but we'll be unable to return them to you. It's like probably because most of them are going to get thrown in the bin. But if you would like to have your artwork, sensible artwork, don't just send us the whole kind of cock and balls pictures. Be sensible.
I wasn't going to. Don't look at me like that.
I know what you're all
I'm an
like.
expert.
You're like little kids. Any opportunity of graffiti, it's like, let's do cock and balls.
Amy's not here, so she doesn't know to do it. So that's handy.
Let's do a badge. So sensible pictures. We'd love to see them, and they could very well feature on our back wall.
Yes, we like everything at the rear. Well, I do. And I don't know where I was going to go with that, but it wasn't really what I intended in my head.
I was worried. I'm not going to lie. I was worried.
You know, this opens before that engages it sometimes. So yes, we want you to decorate this.
I've heard that about you as well. That's quite true.
That's on every profile I own. I pay subscriptions for as well. I've been checking the news. Had a news bulletin come through. The SNP for one seat short of majority in Hollywood as final results declared. So I don't know what's going to happen there. It's interesting to see what happens within the political world over the next. So what's your plans for the next week, Sophie?
Plans for the next week. Oh my goodness, will probably mostly involve work because it's a work thing. But I do obviously. I've got my guitar. I've already written a couple of songs with it as well. So I've got my fancy new guitar, and I've also bought a fancy new mixer as well. So. Because I've got, I don't know whether people will know, so I've got the Zoom Live Track L12, But it's a fairly big thing. Obviously, it's got like 12 inputs, and you can do it for recording into the studio and what have you as well. But this particular one is great for live performance because it's got a Bluetooth app, and you can control it all from the iPad or from your phone. Because the other
which one did you
to,
get? Not the Behringer one, no?
The Behringer Flow 8.
Oh. I looked at the X32, I think it was. I quite like the idea
that's
of that one,
so the X32, the X32R, they're really, really good. That's what we've used when we've performed as a band. When we used to do all the shows at the Blog Rave. That's the mixer that we would have because it's just a nice little kind of block that you can just plug everything into and push it at the back of the stage, and then you're there with your tablet kind of controlling it. But no, this is a much smaller kind of.
Oh, okay.
It's out of the way, but it's got 8 inputs, so it's going to cope with like most kind of situations, but from a very small kind of setup. If I've got vocals and a guitar, if it's kind of like just a small kind of 1 or 2 piece, then it's absolutely fine, but it does mean that you can play about with it remotely rather than being stuck by the side of it. So I had a play with it earlier today, and it's pretty cool. It's got 2 effects loops on there as well, so you can have echo and reverb, but most of the other ones only tend to have 1 effects loop onto it.
Yeah.
So it's quite cool. Yeah, no, looking forward to that one. Trying to avoid to spend more money, but I've already spent loads more money. I keep on buying new tech, so...
I feel lacking that I have not bought any gadgets for a while now, but I'm too busy with my uni stuff. University books are very expensive. I don't know who invented the pricing, but £40 a book, not good. Does it not work out any cheaper to do it through like Kindle or even Audible? Is there like other alternative ways for those kind of books? You can. There's not much difference in price, to be fair. I did look at digital books. A lot of the digital books don't have pictures or illustrations, so I'm a simple lad. I like to have a picture to look at to get me through. So, but there will be a shed load of textbooks available at the end of this year that I've used so far. It's exam season. I got exams this month, and that's. I'm 42. I haven't done exams since I was like 18. Well, no, 16. So very, very tough 3 months for me ahead. But I noticed the time, Sophie. It's 4 minutes past 9. Here we go. Helen's saying something here. Helen, can you imagine audible narration on law theory?
So I was just trying to, I was trying to be helpful, because they quite often, back in the day, many moons ago, because I'm quite a lot older than Amy, so back when I was at Polytechnic, I didn't go to university. I went to Polytechnic. I'm very proud of the fact that I went to Polytechnic. I used to kind of create audible, like a recording of me doing my kind of like revision notes. So that was where I was coming from that one. I could imagine that the whole law theory on Audible, even if it was by Stephen Fry or Tony Robinson or other kind of famous people, would be pretty dull and boring, I guess, any kind of text kind of book and what have you would be. But that's where I was coming from that whole kind of kind of play it on a loop in the background, so that subliminally you're trying to get the answer, those kind of reference points in your mind, so that you can just have it without like listening, but you can just have it constantly in the background.
Because of the way I'm doing time-restrained assessments, I can use text, which is quite handy for me, really. I just grab the book. I'm doing contract law. Very exciting and important, apparently. Marty gave a suggestion here. I'm trying to put the burp again, I do apologise. For the back wall, the GJs, the F.O.D most wanted. If you send them in, we'll decide. I'll sleep with the decorator to find out if he wants it on there. We'll let him decide. So it's 6 minutes past 9, which means the virtual party, SaturGAY virtual party, is now open. Been open a few minutes. I know there'll be a few people in there. I've got to spend time. I could never do bondage. I'd be there too long trying to get it on and off. And Sophie's got to take her shoe down. So we will say goodnight, bless. What do I normally say at the end of a show? It's been so long. Remember, keep safe. Keep being fabulous. Remember, you are as special as you want to be, and we think you're bloody special. Remember, spread the love. Don't spread the germs, and we'll both see you soon. My name was Jamie Wake.
I am Sophie from Colours and Fires.
And you are very kind for watching. So we will leave you, if the button works, I didn't check if it did, with this.